Williams. My name is Caprice Williams. I know a lot of you in this room. Well, where do I start? The conversation was very spicy. Well, I could first start by telling you all, some of you all that don't know my story, I've been homeless since I was 15. Me and my mom had some complications. We didn't quite get along, so going from house to house. I got on my feet at one point in time, had a vehicle and a home. As a young person, did some things and left my home, ended up getting fired from my job, sleeping in my car, sleeping on the train. My car got repossessed when I was pregnant with my daughter. When I was 5 months pregnant with her, me and her father was standing outside, and I'm sorry, voice shaking. Me and her father was standing outside, and someone hopped out of a van and like walked up on him and shot him in his neck and shot him in his arm. They shot like 4 or 5 times, and then he got shot twice. He's paralyzed now. Thank God he's still with us, but he's just paralyzed. And it's just a lot of things that I've been through. And I don't really too much want to talk about myself because I'm quite sure everyone but everyone quite knows, because I'm familiar with a lot of faces in here. But I do want to enlighten on some other situations, like my cousin. She was shot back in 2009. Her baby was 6 months old. She's a quadriplegic. The only thing she can move is her head. She just made 24 last week, and me and her been going through it since we were younger. Like her situation, she been homeless in and out. Even as a quadriplegic, she been homeless like in and out. You know, and it's getting harder for her, you know, to do things on her own, being disabled and being young. She's limited to resources and things like that. So it's real difficult, and it's deep. It's like deeper than getting housing. It's deeper than getting funding. It's just real deep. But one thing I can say about my situation is I was blessed to come into Harmony Village. Like, I can't stress that enough. I wouldn't be the person that I am today if it wasn't for Harmony, because when my daughter got shot, when my daughter's father got shot, I lost sight of a lot of stuff. Like, I was pregnant, and I'm like, what am I going to do? You know, I didn't want to go outside. I was scared to go outside. It traumatized me real bad. But the counselors there, a specific counselor, Miss Smith, she was always there for me whenever I needed to talk to her. She was always there to encourage me and motivate me and tell me to keep going, keep pushing, you know. And times I'm like, I don't too much want to hear it, but then I started thinking like, man, my daughter here now, I can't just sit around, I can't do nothing. And my story is not the only one that's like this. Like, everybody on the advisory board, we all have stories, and it's more than just us. Like, it goes deep. Like, looking outside, I see downtown, and then I see further down, and that's where we at. We in the deep of it, like we in the heart, and we living in it. Like, it's so much more than just us getting funding. And like someone up here mentioned the Chicago Urban League. I tried them before, you know, and it didn't work. And it was kind of funny because everybody kept telling me, go to them, they'll give you a job, And I went, I did their program, I was consistent. I was fresh out of high school. I didn't even want to go to college. This was my summer out of high school. So I went to the Chicago Urban League. They didn't do anything for me. They did things that high school showed me, resumes, had an interview. They didn't give me a job. So my thing was saying that is, you can have these services, you can have these things here, you can have resources. But like we talked about in our meeting was from 10 to 3. None of us wanted to leave because it was so deep that we wanted to touch on every single topic. But my friend here, my brother here, say it's time to go home, we gotta go. But it was so deep with us, like we all, and it was so beautiful. Like, I got so much to say right now, but I'm gonna keep it kind of brief. But we all have stories in it, and it's much more than having a shelter. You going to this shelter because Harmony is a wonderful, beautiful place. Beautiful place. I came and I got what I needed out of there, and I left. I'm now living on my own. Me and my daughter, we have our own place and everything, and we're stable. You know, God forbid if anything happened. I wish that everybody is in. So if anything was to happen to me or my daughter, that my daughter will have somewhere to go. You know, if I'm not able to take care of her. But one thing that I do want to say about these programs, when we get this, if we do get this, make sure when we have the people, whatever we building, whatever it is that happens with whatever is going on, make sure you have people that's compassionate about it. I just really want to give a shout out to Ann, because Ann is another person she's on me. Sometimes I feel like she's my manager, like she's like, Caprice, are you up? Are you ready? That's Ann. And you know, it's beautiful. And it's beautiful to have people like you all in this room that truly, genuinely cares about us, and we feel the love, because it's some people that could take a position because they see how much the money is, and they see how much they're going to get paid, and they see, you know, the media attention it could bring to them, but they could care less about the person that they're trying to help. They could care less about the person that has a mental issue that you really got to dig deep to understand this person may be. Because I was one of those teens in high school, like you would never believe. I was one of those teens that was rebellious, like, you know, but I wanted somebody to hear me. I wanted somebody to say, Caprice, what is going on? A couple of people did, you know, and that's why I got the structure the way that I did, but it's more than just, again, it's more than just the funding. It's deeper than that. We are deeper than that. We are homeless. We have a story. We want to be heard. Majority of the people that was in the meeting at the advisory board are here today, and all that we kept saying is we want somebody to relate to us. We want somebody to feel us. We want somebody to understand what we're saying, what we're going through. We just want help. We want to help everybody that was in our situation. Some of us are still in our situations. We want to be able to give back. We want to see this city lift up, because we just want to stand up for a change, like just stand up and just take everything on head on, because it's time for a change. And another thing that I want to say is it's not easy. It is not easy. It's not easy, but like we said in the meeting, our meeting on Saturday, even if we don't get this grant, even if we don't get this, the ending homelessness, even if we don't get the project, the grant, or whatever it is, what I said was we have our minds and we have our hearts. I told them, even we got to work as if we don't have the money right now. We don't have anything right now. We don't have anybody backing us up. What we could come to with other people, other youth, is our minds and our hearts. We could give them what we have without money. We don't need money to go out to schools to motivate the kids, to talk to them, to let them know, like, if you need someone to talk to, we're here. You know, we don't need things like that. We could come passionately and genuinely to these kids and to other homeless youth to help them. Money is a factor, but even if we don't get it, what is that going to be it? Like, we got to continue to fight for what we have, and what we have is our strength, our minds, and our hearts. We just got to give back. And I just want everyone to say it with me. I am in.
I am in.
Thank you.
So, you promised Caprice that you are in. So if you would take this time to fill out this pledge card. Why the card is important. There are a couple of initiatives that we are trying to get underway, and we need to know who you are and what you're committed to. So we will be following up with you based on what you've said you are willing to engage in. You'll be getting emails and phone calls from us. So as one, in terms of next steps, the first next step is, to fill out this card. Jim and Megan in the back of the room. There's some All Chicago staff, if you will raise your hands in the back of the room, that are willing to take these cards. So the thing that we're asking you to do is to fill in these pledge cards. In addition, we are hoping to convene or reconvene many of you in the room to begin to look at gaps and analysis in terms of gaps and needs. So that is another next step. Debbie Resnick threw down the gauntlet when she encouraged us to think and to imagine recasting our stories using the media. And so that certainly is a viable option for all of us in this room, is to begin to collectively think about how we strategize to recast this story. And then finally, as some of you have heard, there is reference to the NOFA, the HUD NOFA, which we are, the Chicago Task Force on Youth Homelessness and All Chicago are busy trying to prepare. There is a meeting this Friday at the FSS at 9 o'clock. For anybody that wants to get involved, we are in the writing process, but welcome any strategies or ideas that you have. And so with that, I thank you for coming out and being supportive of this effort to begin to have a continued dialogue about ending homelessness. Again, thank you, Chase. Thank you for the committee that helped us plan this. And we have a lot of work ahead of us. So thank you all.